The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, The Need for Speed, Boosting IBM Efficiency with Virtual Tape Solutions. My name is Axe Signer, Vice President of Electronic Storage Corporation. We are located in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We are a software developer that's been in business for over 30 years. So in our Tulsa office, we have our own programming staff and development staff. We also have our own customer service and technical support team. We are an IBM registered business partner and a Microsoft certified partner. So when it comes to backup and recovery, every second counts. And that's basically the theme of this presentation, is to talk about how much faster backup and recovery can be done with a virtual tape solution in comparison specifically to physical tape. So using virtual tape helps improve efficiencies in multiple areas. Number one would be backup speed. And so we're going to look at comparisons of backup speed between physical tape and a virtual tape solution using disk instead of physical tape. We're going to talk about a centralized management interface and streamlining your operations, whereas a centralized management basically means that from anywhere, any chair, you are able to access your backups, your virtual tapes, load virtual tapes, and perform restores and saves at any time. A user-friendly functionality means that you can quickly be acclimated to a virtual tape solution that's going to become much easier to manage and much easier to use than your physical tape solution. Automated archiving, automated replication, automated retention. These are going to be some ways that you can automatically manage your backups in a way that you're not having to deal and handle and transport and recover physical tapes. Faster data recovery and reliability, to be able to instantly load a tape, instantly have an object or library available. Say you're using BRMS and you select something that you would like to restore. Those tapes can be all available. Those volumes can be all available in a virtual tape solution, because there's really no limit to the number of virtual tapes that you can have available to load from inventory. Easily scalable, so where you can easily have the capabilities of adding additional disk space, adding additional virtual tapes with the NPIV. So if you're needing to expand your backup solution at any time where you might increase the amount of data that you're saving from your IBM I system, increase the number of LPARs, you're going to have the ability to scale out a VTL solution to meet those needs. So the need for speed, faster backups, and faster recovery. So we're looking at a chart here in which we're comparing LTO9, LTO8, etc. with a VTL solution, whereas LTO9 can be clocked at 400 megasecond and Vital, a VTL solution, at over 850 megasecond or over. So you're literally doubling the speed of your saves and cutting your backup time in half. So improve, restore, and recovery. So restoring and recovery is much faster with a VTL solution for a number of reasons. Number one being that all of your tapes can be available for an instant recovery. No longer having to retrieve the physical tape from a DR site, from Iron Mountain, from a vault, wherever it is that you're storing an offsite tape. You're able to keep all of these backups available so that you can easily and quickly restore. So a more reliable solution, if you've ever had an issue with the tape, no longer the case with the VTL solution, where a tape is damaged, the tape cannot be read, an issue with the tape device itself. These are going to be eliminated with the VTL solution. Rule out human error, where you might have a mislabeled tape, a lost tape, misplaced tape. So these are things that can be ruled out with a VTL solution. Mitigate the risk of data loss, and easy replication ensures multiple copies. And this is a really important capability with a VTL solution, because with physical tape, you have one copy of your backup, and we all know that 2 copies is better than 1, even multiple copies is better than 1. So we're going to talk about replication and how it protects your data from risk of loss and the ability to have multiple copies for recovery. Deduplication. So what is it and how it helps improve efficiencies where you're not having to save redundant copies? And this is down to the block level, whether you're using our deduplication software solution, which I'll talk about in a minute, or using something like Exagrid, Rubric, Cohesity, Data Domain, which is EMC, Dell EMC. So any of those backup appliances, you can utilize that storage and those capabilities of those solutions to store your IBM I backups. Whereas the LaserVault solution is just the VTL gateway to that storage. So it provides your IBM I backups, which are all going to be controlled with go save commands, BRMS, robot save, whatever you happen to be using, into a VTL that is actually going to be able to save to a SAN, NAS, or other deduplication backup appliance. Deduplication greatly decreases storage needs 10 times or greater with data deduplication. So you're saving considerably on storage costs where you're cutting that in half. You're reducing network traffic specifically for replication of your backups to where you're replicating 10 times less data than you would if you were using non-compression or just standard compression. And you're also able to improve protection by having multiple copies and easily being able to copy those backups because you're copying less data. You're replicating less data. Now, LaserVault, our VTL solution, Vital, does have a backup enhanced deduplication feature that is available as a perpetual license add-on to LaserVault. And BDupe is the name of this particular solution that we provide. And it does block level data deduplication and compression, as well as it does allow you to perform encryption on backups. So at the block level, we're going to compare a block saved to whether that's got new data or changed data. If it does not, that block of data has previously been saved, then we do not save it again. So it does not need to be saved again. If it did contain, of course, new or changed data, then that block would be saved. And so in our current customers with data deduplication, specifically with BDupe, production partitions are 10 to 12 to 1 compression. We've seen other partitions such as development, QA partitions, things like that, where they're more of a 20 to 1 or higher data compression. So it really just depends on the amount of data that is being changed on a daily basis and what kind of saves that you're actually doing. Are you doing full saves or full libraries or changed objects? So let's take a quick look at LaserVault Vital. So the first thing I want to go to is our web interface, in which I'm going to log in with a secured username and password as administrator. I want to go to this screen first and talk about some parameters for configuring a virtual tape library within Vital. There's a number of key capabilities here. First is the library path. So in this particular case, in our data center, we have Vital installed on a server with a volume of disk storage, so our library points to that disk storage. So that path is our storage. We are writing backups and storing virtual tapes to that storage. We configure systems anywhere from 2 terabytes all the way. We've had our largest system up to over 600 terabytes of storage for backups. And then we have customers that use SAN, NAS, or deduplication appliances. So instead, this path would point to that storage. And so this is a unique capability of Vital where it does not require you to purchase storage appliance VTL solution. If you want to leverage existing storage, existing NAS or SAN storage, or even utilize another any backup technology solutions like Exagrid, Cohesity, Rubric, you're welcome, or NetApp, you're welcome to point LaserVault to that storage and use that to keep your backups and utilize the features and capabilities of those solutions. We emulate LTO 2 all the way to 8, so it's 2, 3, 5, and 8. None of these have a storage limitation. You'll likely choose 8 as your emulation, and also none of them have any kind of speeds related to those LTO versions. They'll all just be just as fast as 2 is just as fast as 8. And again, there's no storage limitation on any of those. This is the number of storage slots. I currently have it set to 48 storage slots, so that means 48 tapes can be created and added into inventory, which also then could be added into BRMS for your daily, weekly, monthly rotations. This number can, excuse me, this number can go as high as 16,384 storage slots. So you may increase that number anytime that you might need to create more tapes. Data block file count. This is a capability of multi-thread, and it's currently set to 8. So as when a tape is loaded into the virtual drive during a backup, we're actually, and the data is being written during the backup, it's being written to multiple files at the same time. In this case, 8. So since we can write to multiple files at the same time, we can use more processing resources, more cores, more threads, giving you the 850 plus meg backup speed. And the sweet spot is typically between 8 and 16 files. You still are saving to one virtual tape, or maybe 2 virtual tapes if you're using something like a parallel save with 2 virtual drives, but you're still saving to one virtual tape. When a restore is performed, the tape gets loaded automatically, and then we know where the data is. LaserVault knows where the data is to perform the restore. LaserVault comes standard with compression, which averages 4:1. Encryption is here, so the data will be encrypted during the backup. Your encryption key is here. Deduplication, we mentioned that earlier as the BDup solution, which is an additional license, perpetual license add-on to our VTL solution. And that's here with all of your settings that are used to perform the best, fastest deduplication possible with those particular settings. We do support NPIV. So if we look at the top right where we have serial address control path under tape drives. So with one physical fiber channel port in the LaserVault server, you can have up to 64 virtual devices. You can set those up any way that you choose, whether it's one tape library with 64 devices, tape devices, or 64 individual tape libraries with a single tape device each. So it's really how you want to set that up. Again, we're using 8, 16 gig, 32 gig, 64 gig fiber channel, or typically in LaserVault 12 gig SAS. If you're using SAS on your power system, that can be the connectivity. So the connectivity between LaserVault and the IBM Power System would be exactly the same as a physical tape. And your 2 options are SAS. Your second option would be fiber channel. Also based on group, you can set access. So users that have access to this interface would belong to a group. Let's edit administrators just to show you some of the features, or show you the features that you can uncheck or check based on this group and what they're allowed to do within this interface. They may be just able to view the library and the media and not have the ability to create, delete, change the write protection, move, import, export. So you can lock this down securely for any users that you would like to just be able to view the library and the media. Maybe they would also like to create new media, and they would have that capability, but none of the other features if you wanted to set those off. Let's talk about replication and retention. Replication and retention is being able to copy your backups from one site to another, from your production site to cloud storage, such as Amazon S3, Microsoft Azure, Wasabi. Those are three that we have configured in the system with parameters for your cloud account. Network path would be replicating from one location to another, maybe between two VTL servers with storage, between to another SAN or NAS at another location. So this is really replicating your backups from a DR site to back to your production, if that's where you're doing your backups, or vice versa. So if we edit this, this would be backing up to a second VTL server at another location. You can set which volumes that you want to send based on the prefix. Asterisk means that this replication config is applying to all volumes within the tape library. Check this box, set up your email notifications to be sent, and this will notify when a replication job starts, when it completes, and if there was an issue during the replication, you'll get email notification of that. You can set a policy to replicate all volumes or the most recent volumes. So this might be as if you're running replication every 2 days, every other day, every week. You might set this to replicate the most recent 2 volumes. Also down below, if you're not using BRMS or Robot Save, you can set local retention based on age, number of volumes, and you can also set remote retention for the replicated copies based on age or number of volumes. So once this is all configured, replication, retention, or both, there's going to be an automated scheduled task that performs these operations so that it can be completely automated. Your replication as well as your retention can be completely automated within Vital, so that no manual processes are involved in accomplishing these tasks. Okay, so let's take a look at Library 1, which we had looked at the config for just a minute ago. Just to give you some of the features and capabilities of this interface when viewing the library, you first will see your tape slots and your virtual tape volumes that have been added. You can easily create additional tapes using the Create button. Put your volume prefix. It's typically 1, 2, or 3 characters for your serial number and volume prefix. You can create multiple tape images. You can initialize, which is the same as doing an INZ tape. You can also set capacity if you need to, like if say you're backing up journal entries throughout the day and you would like to set a capacity on those tapes so that once it reaches that capacity, it actually loads a new tape for those backups that are running during the day for, say, journal entries, things like that. 0 means unlimited. Your tape drive is up here. Again, you can have multiple tape drives using additional fiber channel ports on LaserVault or NPIV. You have the ability to move a tape into the drive. Click Move. Gives you the option to move that tape into the drive. So say this was a full system save and you were wanting to do a demode IPL from that full system save, you could go here and actually move the tape for that save into the drive so it's mounted and ready to go when performing a demode IPL. Delete, since I'm admin, I have the capability of doing this. If the tape is protected, which you can do here, and you can do that automatically from the IBM Power System, you can automatically set protect and unprotect on a tape. A protected tape cannot be deleted, overwritten, or initialized. Export means moving the tape from the library path to the export path. So we do have some customers that perform an the export feature for, typically it's for long-term storage tape. So this path points to cloud storage. So when I do perform an export, I'm moving the tape from this path and as well as out of the inventory of the tape library over to this path. And anytime you need a tape that you've exported, go to import, check the tape and click import, and that brings the the tape back into inventory for you to restore from. Now, when using BRMS, Robot Save, you perform a save using those products. This is a tape library, so it's going to automatically load and unload tapes during a save. It's going to automatically load a tape when you perform a restore. So when you actually select an object or library to restore, BRMS, for example, knows which volume, and it's going to load that volume automatically, and the restore is going to perform. You can also click on labels and see all the libraries on the tape, as well as the sequence and the size of each of the libraries. So typically, like once you've got this configured, you're going to have a configuration, and you can have a configuration and backup solution in which everything is completely automated, whether you're using the Go Save commands or BRMS or Robot Save, right? So really, this interface, once you've created your tapes, your parameters for your library path, and what we can do as a service with you is help you set this all up. And we can really do this remotely. It's pretty simple to do that. We do this for the majority of our customers where we can remotely connect to their VTL solution and help them set up everything and get it configured, run some test saves, help you set up replication. So that can all be done remotely during our typical training and installation remote. Now, if we look at the IBM Power System, here on our work status, or work media library status, TAPv1 is the LaserVault tape library with the LaserVault tape device. So as you see, the IBM, it doesn't know the difference between physical and virtual. It shows up exactly the same. If we look at also the configuration, back to the configuration, this control path yes with this worldwide port name here represents this tape library and this tape device. So it's really simple because it's NPIV capability to create a new worldwide port name, virtual port on a physical fiber channel port in LaserVault, so that you could have a second tape device, and a third, and a fourth, and a fifth, all the way up to 64 virtual tape devices per physical fiber channel port that's available on a LaserVault server. Now, in addition to that, if we do Go Tape, I also have on my system LaserVault defined as just a physical tape device instead of a tape library, or a virtual tape device instead of a tape library. So if you're using Go Save commands, you can use LaserVault VTL as a tape device instead of a tape library. It's really up to you on how you'd like to configure. Typically, virtual tape library is set up with BRMS Robot Save, and typically a tape device is set up for the Go Save commands. So you can do things like full system saves, demode IPL. So it's just like physical tape, and giving you those capabilities from the IBMI to perform those types of saves and restores, just like tape. Okay, so back to our presentation. Let's just do a quick recap here where we've talked about accelerating your backup and recovery, faster backups, faster recovery, much more reliable recoveries of your saves. Centralized management, we looked at our web interface, giving you the capability of auditing your backups, adding in new tapes, new slots, being able to expand the solution with more tape devices using our web interface. Automated archiving, we talked about archiving, exporting, retention, replication. So gave you looked at several features and capabilities to be able to create multiple copies of your backups for greater data protection. We discussed how a VTL solution is easily expandable with your growing data needs, whether it's more LPARs, more data, more tape devices that you're needing. You can easily expand the LaserVault solution to meet your backup needs. So within the GoToMeeting panel, you can download our quote sizing questionnaire. This is super important to help us with your configuration and pricing information and quotation, and as well as being able to engineer the solution with the proper number of fiber channel ports and speed, whether you're needing disk storage in a server, or you're going to use SAN or NAS storage for your backups. And why not, if you have the storage for your backups, why not leverage that instead of having to purchase additional storage? And then also, we do provide software as a license where you can provide server, storage, fiber channel, or SAS HBAs. We can give you all the configurations. But this the sizing questionnaire helps us determine, how to configure a system for speed and how to configure a system for storage and number of virtual tape devices you need for your systems. Technical specifications, some great testimonials, and a data sheet. IBMI and LaserVault Vital are also available. Great resources. But now, the best way to get an idea of how this solution is going to work in your backup environment from the IBMI is a demo. So you can schedule a custom demo with us, and that way we can get to know your IBMI environment in terms of what's required in backups, partitions that you're saving, so that we can get you a proper configuration, price quotation of exactly what you need. We also, if you'll notice, when you go to our website, laservault.com, we work with multiple IBM business partners, and they are resellers of LaserVault Vital, such as CDW, Converge, SHI, just to name a few. So if you are looking at, say, going to a Power 10 this year or next year, certainly you could look at, could you do a VTL solution with the Power 10 upgrade instead of a physical tape solution? So it's a great opportunity to introduce a virtual solution with a Power 10 upgrade, and you can work directly with your business partner on a complete solution that does involve LaserVault Vital. Also, for a demo, you can get an Amazon $50 Amazon gift card when the demo is completed, so that's pretty cool. At the end of this presentation, we are going to have a drawing for a pair of Sony Bluetooth earbuds, and the winner will be notified via email, so good luck on that. Please feel free to contact us at info@laservault.com, 800 number. Visit our website when you get a chance, laservault.com, for more information on our resellers, business partners, technology partners such as Rubrik and Cohesity. Those are listed there as well as other information on our VTL solution. Okay, so wanted to thank everybody for their time today, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.